Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Today we're down here in Merritt Island, Cocoa Beach, Florida. Interesting little problem, something the homeowners could definitely do themselves, not a real hard job. But what's been happening here is you can see their pool, you see the lanai, that's the screen enclosure, and water's been flooding in this area really bad. And you can see what's happening underneath of their pool patio. It's just eroded so bad underneath of here, it actually goes all the way over to the pool wall. Water has been collecting in this low spot from not only this yard, but the yards behind her as well, and it just pours down through here, and of course it's been eroding underneath of this, and this is going to crack. It already has cracks in it. We want to stop that. So this is why you need to put this typical drain in. And what we're going to do is put a French drain with a couple of catch basins. Remember, a French drain is perforated pipe surrounded by gravel. We're going to encase that in fabric. That will run between here and back where Dan's laying out the tarps. We're going to put a sump pump over here because this is Florida and it's very, very flat to send things out to the street. So we're going to actually lift the water up. It'll come all the way around. Very typical, a long discharge, but the good Zoller M53 will easily push this water around, and of course it's going to go out to the front yard. We're not going to go all the way to the street because there is fall after you get past the fence. It starts to go downhill over there. So we have our trench dug for the French drain. Now we're going to lay some geofabric down in the trench, and then we'll set some gravel down under, on the bottom of the trench, our perforated pipe, more gravel, and then we'll cover that with the fabric and then cover up the area. So we filled up the trench, we've got gravel down underneath, pipe, and then gravel. Now we just fold this fabric over the top. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to try to keep the bulk of the dirt, out of there. Now we're going to backfill. So now we're just backfilling. You can see this line starts with a catch basin. Remember why we're putting it in here, because this area has been flooding and it's been eroding. You can see the erosion over there on the pool lanai patio. It's hollow all the way to this pool wall. So it's all from this flood. Basically, catch basin, gravel perforated pipe, people call it a French drain, another catch basin. Then we change to solid pipe, and that runs into the sump pit. That's going to collect all this water back here in the backyard. Humid out here. Okay, we're ready to go ahead and put our pump down in the pit. You can see our pit right here. We're going to set our M53 down in the bottom, kind of square it up in the center. Next, we're going to cut a little piece of 1.5 inch pipe, and then we're going to turn it, and we're going to core a 2-inch hole through here. This hole is for the downspout and a catch basin bringing water in here. Remember, this side is the French drain. This pump will handle all of that, no problem. This pump pumps between 60 and 80 gallons a minute, depending on the head, which means how far and high it's pushing it. Because we're pushing it about 150 feet, it's probably only going to pump about 45 to 50 gallons a minute. More than enough. I mean, that's a trash can and a half full of water every minute that comes out of this pump. So let's go ahead and cut a little piece here, and then we'll put the 90 on, and we'll find the measurement over here, and we'll drill a 2-inch hole. So now we glue up our 1.5 inch PVC, line up your pump, and push and hold. And that's ready to go. So we've already glued this small insert, tightened up all the clamps. You can see our 1.5 inch is going to come out. So you can see how the 1.5 inch PVC discharge lays out. And we're going to trench that, put that underground. It'll discharge to a pop-up out in the front. Okay, so we're pretty much done. We've covered things up. Let's take a look. The line starts here at a small 6x6 catch basin. This picks up, let me step back. This picks up all this groundwater that comes down here from this section of the yard and around, it all travels down and around and comes through. It also picks up the neighbors' yards and their downspout drains because they're all pointing back this direction. So, little catch basin, that's for the surface water. Then we've got gravel perforated pipe underneath that sod. That's the French drain. That collects the subsurface water. Another catch basin to help pick it up. Solid pipe into our sump pit. Remember, we've got a Zoller M53 down in that pit. You can see the cord coming out. They're going to need to have a permanent fixture outlet put here, a GFI, but for right now we're going to put a temporary extension cord. You see the extension cord over there. That'll plug in just, and they can leave it there for as long as they like. But when you go to sell, the inspector's going to say you need a GFI put right here. So now we've got solid pipe coming from this downspout over here, picks up that roof. All of that roof comes down, comes through that downspout. We've added that line. We also added a catch basin here because this patio slopes so dramatically this direction, and water's getting trapped here as well. So that picks up more surface water over to the pump. We've also got our 1.5 inch pipe running underground all the way out here to the front, and I'll show you where that discharges. We're just cleaning up our material, and we'll be making out a bill here, and we're pretty much all done. We'll blow the area off and it'll look really good. But you can see how far this line comes out, and right here we've put a pop-up because from here we've got good gravity that'll let this water run all the way out to the street out there, to the curb where their storm drains are supposed to pick it up. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day.